Welcome everybody to Early Access Podcast, episode 25. We're a quarter of a century. It's a long time. To be fair, I have been doing this twice a week, so they kind of stack up on top of each other. But big news for this episode. You know, as I mentioned in the last episode, I've been pretty busy getting a new website started. And if you've been listening to this podcast or checking out the YouTube or reading the reviews, you recognize the website that I'm showing the Twitch stream right now, but you know earlyaccesspodcast.com. However, I am announcing the launch of, well, the soft launch, because everything's not set in stone yet. I'm still looking for more contributors. I got a couple responses today to what's essentially going to be the main website to the podcast from this point forward, and it's earlyaccessmedia.com. Now, what this means going into the future is that I'm going to be getting reviews, or I'm trying to get reviews for not just indie games, but indie movies, indie music, and other indie things going on, you know, small group things. What this podcast and doing the reviews for the indie community has taught me is that everybody needs as much exposure as possible. So hopefully with the help of some people, you know, not for any money as of yet, but hopefully with the help of everybody out there, I can get some people to contribute, you know, their opinions on other indie going-ons across the country. Luckily, both of the responses I got when I put out for writing gigs were from Los Angeles. So if you're hearing this and you're interested in writing reviews for the website just to contribute to help add content, hit me up at podcast.com. I think that actually glitched out for a second. Email at earlyaccesspodcast.com and put indie contributor in the subject, and let me know if you're interested in writing some reviews. So I'm gonna, you know, you can't see this, but I live stream this every time I do an episode. So if you want to see what the website looks like, go to earlyaccessmedia.com, or if you're in the chat, I'm going to show you right now. So like I said, Early Access Podcast is just going to be basically an RSS feed for the podcast and any other podcasts that we do down the line. Hopefully, I'd like to get to a point where we're doing round tables with other people that contribute to the site. That's the idea here. But that's not the website. Oh, you know what? I don't have it open. Hold on one second. Let me open up a new tab real quick. earlyaccessmedia.com. So yeah, earlyaccessmedia.com, it's got Buddy Press built into it, so you're going to be able to log in and comment, and that's another way to let me know if you're interested in writing for the site. Just go to earlyaccessmedia.com, subscribe, and write, make an account, and tweet at me or email me at email@earlyaccesspodcast.com, and I will get back to you, and I can change your account setting to contributor, and what that'll let you do is it'll let you write reviews, add images and stuff like that, and then I'll be able to go over them and look at them, and if, you know, I feel like it's up to snuff, which, you know, my writing isn't the best in the world, you know, I can publish it to the website. I know I'm not offering any money right now, but it gives you some exposure, and it gives you some writing credibility if you're looking to get into journalism. So the site right now, it's kind of like an e-zine setup. I'm very excited. Hopefully I get some more response from people that want to contribute, and this will be a nice little destination for people looking for all things, you know, small and indie, and I am excited for that. But that's not what you're here for. You're here for me to talk about some video games. So now that that's out of the way, I've been putting a lot of time into that, and now that it's in a soft launch, I can dedicate myself to, you know, playing some more video games. Unfortunately, I only played one game for you guys since the last episode, and that was this game called Warside. Now, Warside just came out yesterday. I record these the night before they go up. So May the 5th. It's a free-to-play game that's in early access. It's not the best game. It's a 2D shooter, class-based shooter. I'm trying to think I can't think of the name of the game that it reminds me of. There's another game that's similar where it's PvP, two-player, like multiplayer shooter like this, where it's, side-scrolling shooter. It's a free-to-play game. It doesn't seem like any of the stuff in it is too free-to-play, like pay-to-win. I went through all of the cash shop and everything in my quick look or my first look, and it doesn't seem like you can really buy anything that's really going to affect how good or bad you are. The matchmaking is based on your level, and all the items are level tiered. So you can only wear certain items up until level 5, and then if you go above that, there's new tier items that unlock. So your match made against levels 1 through 5 and 6 through 10 and et cetera, et cetera. So they're trying to make sure that you can't really pay to win in this game. You can pay to accelerate how quickly you get to the top of that tier, but you can't really pay to win. Other than that, it's a fairly competent side-scrolling shooter. The only problem is a lot of the guns are slow as shit. I felt like a lot of times they're just running around, standing next to each other, just pointing and shooting until somebody dies. The shotgun shoots really slow. The sniper rifle shoots really slow. There's a melee weapon that I never even used, but it's got mostly positive reviews. It's a dumb little 2D side-scrolling shooter PvP game, and it's free. I will reiterate, it's free. I wrote a positive review for this game because it's free. A lot of people shit on these kind of games, but fuck them. Go play a free game. If you don't like it, don't play it. It's just that simple. I'm just trying to find my review, but I don't know. I'm not logged in. That's why. But yeah, it's free. Go check it out. Link will be in the show notes, or you can just search it on Steam. It's Warside. All right, let's jump into new releases. So the first game I grabbed is this game called Super IndyCars Grand Prix. It's a kart racer. It's pixel art style, so it's a little bit different than Coffin Dodgers. This looks and feel like I haven't played it yet, but it looks just like a Mario Kart clone, so to speak. It's $20 too, which is kind of heavy for an indie game, but it's straight up, like watching the video right now, actually, it looks like a straight up Mario Kart clone, like a Super Nintendo Mario Kart clone. Levels look similar, if not just straight up stolen from Mario Kart. Yeah, I don't know. It's got 3 reviews. It's mixed, so one person didn't like it. But yeah, it looks just like Mario Kart. It looks like they stole a bunch of assets. Not really stole assets, but redid assets for it. For $20, I'm gonna have to say pass until I see more of it. But I'm not. I mean, somebody put some kind of time into this, so like. But $20 is a bit much to ask for early access and an unproven product. And it's by this developer called One-Legged Seagull, and they have nothing else on Steam, so sorry, One-Legged Seagull. I'm going to pass. Alright, let's see. Warside came out. Now, the coolest thing that came out, in my opinion, since the last episode is Black Mesa. Now, if you haven't been following Black Mesa or the Half-Life mod community, you probably wouldn't know what this is. But Black Mesa is a complete graphical overhaul of the original Half-Life. They did it in the Source engine, so it's literally just a redone version of Half-Life, and it looks fucking amazing. I don't know if you've played Half-Life lately, but that game does not hold up very well in the graphic department. It kind of looks like shit. They did a really good job with it here, though. This group of guys and gals, probably, from Crowbar Collective, just put this out in early access. It's $20. It's got 98% positive with 305 reviews. People are really liking this reimagined version of Half-Life. So I don't know. It's not, maybe not a carbon copy. Let me see. It's just okay. So there's some stuff that's different. It seems like from reading some of the information on here. So it's basically though a faithful remake of Half-Life in the Source engine, and that was a really good game. I like that people are out there doing this because Valve clearly doesn't want to do it. They're still holding us out there with the Half-Life 3. So this is the best you're going to get for the time being. It's $20. I know it's in early access, but these guys, this community for Half-Life, are super dedicated, so I can't imagine that this is going to turn out to be poor, considering it's already got 98% reviews and it came out yesterday. So, yeah, shut up, take my money, essentially. Go throw your $20 at that. All right, next game I got for you guys is a game called Spellcrafter. Now, Spellcrafter came out on the 4th, and it's not doing too well. It's 41% with 12 reviews. It's $8 right now, which is 20% off until the 11th of May. It's usually $10. And it says it's a RPG game with a deep tactical turn-based combat and pass. Personally, I'm not a fan of turn-based combat games. Specifically ones with magic. I like to run around and shoot my magic at people. I've been playing MMOs since I was younger. Ultima Online, EverQuest, World of Warcraft. So when I play an RPG, I want to play it like an action RPG, like Diablo. Doesn't mean this game is bad. It could very well be good, but the reviews don't say that it is. It looks like a top-down isometric. Let's see. Yeah, turn-based game. The graphics actually kind of remind me of like a RuneScape-esque kind of game. I don't know. I would really recommend going just checking it out and seeing if it's something you want. I just can't imagine this game's very good. Doesn't look very good. Sorry, no, I was just watching the video. No, it kind of looks like shit. That's just personal preference, though. Pass. It's another game that I'm going to pass on today. All right, next game is this game called Castaway Paradise. And it says, do you like Animal Crossing or Harvest Moon? Castaway Paradise is the game for you. This is your island, your adventure. Do whatever you like. It's the ultimate sandbox. I actually think this game looks kind of intriguing. It's got a weird boxy block art pixels cartoon. It looks a lot like Animal Crossing or Harvest Moon. Just from the video, if a lot of this stuff is in there, it looks like it's got a lot to do. It's very Animal Crossing. There's you got to harvest. It's what it says. It's a sandbox. It's an open world sandbox game, but along the vein of Animal Crossing and not H1Z1 or some survival game. It's $13.49. It's 10% off until the 11th. So you got 5 days left on that. It's usually $15. They're going to do a Mother's Day event this weekend, which is cute. It's only got 5 reviews right now, and 4 of them are positive, so it's 80% positive. I don't know why this game doesn't have more reviews. If I'm not mistaken, Animal Crossing is a pretty popular game. So is Harvest Moon. So it doesn't make much sense to me that this wouldn't be more popular. I don't know. I mean, it looks fine. It's just probably one of those things that's just like a niche market. It's probably not on the Steam store page, which is why I'm doing this podcast and the reviews in the first place, is to get people more interested in playing these kind of games. So hopefully somebody hears this and goes and checks it out, and maybe hopefully you like Animal Crossing and Harvest Moon and those types of RPGs, and you go pick it up. Give these guys a couple more sales under their belt. But that brings us to the last game of the new releases for the past couple days. Now, this one confuses me. Um, Only because this isn't the first time I've noticed something like this. Now, this game that came out, it's Warhammer 40K. It's a new Warhammer 40K. It's called Regicide. This one's a turn-based strategy game. It got great graphics. It looks like a Warhammer game. It's got 165 reviews, 89% positive, but it's in early access. It's going to be $15. It's $13.49 right now, 10% off until the 11th. It's Hammerfall Publishing. What I understand is this isn't the first game that I've seen recently by a studio that makes licensed games and then releases them in early access. Dirt literally just did it, like I want to say last week, with their new racing game. I don't know how I feel about them using early access. I feel like if you're going to make another game in your franchise, I mean, Warhammer 40K is a pretty big franchise. There's a lot of money there. I guess this might be an alternative way to beta test your game. But if you have that, like if you have a real studio, like a big studio behind you, I feel like you should be able to afford to play test your game in-house. This feels, it just feels kind of wrong. I don't know. But then again, it's just like using Kickstarter to kickstart movies by people that have the means to get the money out elsewhere. So I guess it's really just personal preference. So if you like the other Warhammer games, I have to imagine this one is as good, if not better, than some of the other ones. But it is a turn-based one. I think the last one was a third-person shooter Warhammer game. So I don't know. Check it out. I mean, it's less than $15 right now, so if the reviews are any indication on how good it is, then it's pretty good. Alright, so that's going to bring us up to the last segment, and this is the updates. I wish I had like a MIDI controller so I can play sound effects while we're going. Alright, so this is for the game Medieval Engineers. Medieval Engineers is a sandbox game. It's got, I talked about about a month ago. It was actually one of the first games I think I talked about on the podcast. And what I liked about it is it had a really cool construction system set up where like everything was weighted. I know other games have done it before, but there's all kinds of structural integrity that this game uses that I find really fascinating. And it's let's see, it's $20. It's still in early access. It's still a bit expensive, but it's got almost 2,000 reviews, 87% positive. And the big thing, the only reason I picked up this update is because they finally added multiplayer to this game. I don't know. I haven't played it, so I don't know how the fighting systems work and everything. This is the same group that did Space Engineers, which everybody seemed to really like. Let's see. It's based on our current multiplayer from Space Engineers. It's not the new multiplayer layer that we've been working on lately. So this isn't what they want to do with the multiplayer for this game per se. They just added multiplayer into it from their other title to give, I guess, just to give players something else to do, which is nice of them. Keep updating, and then this way it allows people to, cut their teeth on some multiplayer while they work on what they want the multiplayer for this game to actually be. So good for them. Go check it out. It is $20 though, which is a little bit on the high end for an early access game, personally. But what are you gonna do? Everybody's got their own breaking point when it comes to supporting early access games, and about $20 is usually where I draw the line. But this one looks just really cool. Like I said, the destruction stuff that they have in here, it just looks great. You pull a brick from the wrong spot and your whole building comes crashing down. It's pretty awesome. But that's going to do it for this episode of Early Access Podcast. I want to thank you guys for supporting the show all this time, and hopefully you go check out the new website, earlyaccessmedia.com. Support the contributors that are coming up. Have an open mind when going into it. The site's soft launch, so like the logo's not set in stone, the color's not set in stone. I just wanted to get it up so I can get access to the contributors that have contacted me so they can start posting things so I can get some more content up there. And as they do that, I will also be working on a new logo, fixing up some of the site stuff, working all that out. But as usual, check out earlyaccessmedia.com. Check out earlyaccesspodcast.com for updates on the podcast. Follow me on Twitter at earlyaccesspc. Check out the YouTube channel, youtube.com/earlyaccesspodcast. And don't forget to click the Amazon banner. It'll be on both pages now. Use that whenever you shop at Amazon. It gives us a little bit of money. It doesn't cost you anything extra. And it helps support all of Early Access and Early Access Media. But that's going to do it, guys. And I will see you on... the hell is it? Monday. I will see you on Monday. Have a good night.